Welcome back to another episode of FA's World. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But let's go ahead and get right into today's episode. We are doing the Smackdown preview episode. Smackdown kicked off with Randy Orton coming down to the ring. And before he could even say a word, Kevin Owens' music would hit. He would make his way down towards the ring, but he would not get into the ring. He would pretty much cut his promo from the outside, talking about how he was sorry at first and said that they could try and win the tag team titles together. Pretty much try to sway Randy away from this feud, it seemed like. And Randy, of course, told Kevin Owens to shut up. He said he doesn't accept his apology, and he can pretty much shove his apology up his ass. KO and Randy would go back and forth for a little bit. The segment would end with Kevin Owens walking back up the entrance ramp. Later on in the night, however, the match was made official for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at WrestleMania, so we will officially see that match at this year's WrestleMania. After this segment, Damian Priest made his way down to the ring. Jimmy Uso also, and then Shinsuke comes down. Last but not least, we get Drew McIntyre making his way down to the ring. As Drew made his way down to the ring, um, Damian Priest would go to attack Drew, followed by Shinsuke coming to help Drew McIntyre, and then Jimmy would make his appearance off the top rope and take everybody out. Eventually, Drew would get rolled back into the ring, and Drew and Jimmy would finally kick off this tag team match that we have. Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke versus Jimmy Uso and Damian Priest. Damian Priest would pick up the win in this match, pinning Shinsuke. After the match, however, Drew would attack Damian and lay him out once again. So continuously brewing to this feud, another singles match for WrestleMania in the works. So we'll see what happens here. Backstage, Braun is shown working out. LA Knight comes up and they go back and forth in a promo. Um, Braun is pretty much telling LA, well, first LA tell Braun that he wishes him luck tonight against Fatu, and then Braun is telling LA that the winner of tonight's match will be facing LA Knight for the U.S. title. Um, so we know what's going to happen with the winner of that match. With all that said, we get a split screen interview with Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, and I have to say this has to be one of the best split screen interviews that I feel like we've ever seen. These two women cut great promos back and forth. The energy, everything just to sell this match was there. Um, it was great. Personally, in my opinion, I didn't see anything wrong with it. Um, the way they cut each other off was perfectly each time. I don't feel like anything was forced or anybody was really stepped over in this promo. It was, in my opinion, absolutely 10 out of 10 perfect. So continue with that work, and I can't wait to see what's next in their feud. Um, Now, up next, we get back to the ring action. We have Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. Braun would win this match by disqualification. This match was a great back and forth match, as they always are. But Tama Tonga and Solo would unfortunately get involved, and Braun would win, like I said, by disqualification, leading to LA Knight and him next week in a title match. Backstage, we have the women's tag team champions Liv and Raquel cutting a promo. And then backstage after that, we have Jacob Fatu shown pissed off. He's throwing things, and Solo's trying to tell him to calm down. Fatu pretty much gets in Solo's face and tells him that Solo pretty much needs to stay out of his way. And Fatu's got this. Back to the ring area, we are set for a singles action in the women's division with Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega would be trying to go after the title that Chelsea Green has, the United States Championship. And she was told she would have to go through her security first. First up was Piper Nivens. Unfortunately, she lost this match. Piper would pick up the victory after Zelina was distracted by Alba Fire. After this match, a video replay of John's promo from Raw was shown, and then backstage we have Jade Cargill. Um, Jade Cargill cut a great promo, and then after her promo, we get a video teaser of what seems to be Aleister Black, but obviously nothing is 100% confirmed. But I am more than positive this is a promo for Aleister Black making his way back to the WWE. After that, we are set for Liv Morgan versus Jade Cargill, another women's division match here. Um, Liv Morgan would attempt to leave at some point during this match, and try and walk up the entrance ramp, but Jade would walk her down and bring her back. Naomi would interfere towards the end of this match, hitting Jade Cargill with the title, leading to Liv Morgan hitting her finisher and picking up the victory. After the match, Naomi would attack Jade Cargill and pretty much lay her completely out. So she has finally gotten some of her revenge and licked back on Jade. Backstage, we see Drew McIntyre cutting a promo on Damian Priest. After the promo, he passes by Seth Rollins, so we know Seth Rollins is in the house. Back to the ring area, we have the Street Profits. They make their way down to the ring. They cut a promo, and then Los Garzas with Santos makes their way out, and they cut their promos, talking about how they deserve the title. And then Pretty Deadly comes out. All three go back and forth. This would eventually lead to Los Garzas and the Street Profits going against each other. However, right before this match, we get another vintage promo that aired, and this one is looking like it's Rey Fenix making his way to the WWE. Um, so after this, we get the match of Los Garzas versus the Street Profits. The Street Profits would pick up the victory here. After this match, we see DIY and Pretty Deadly in the backstage. DIY is trying to convince Pretty Deadly that next week they will help Pretty Deadly get the titles, and then DIY is first in line for a title shot. Pretty Deadly pretty much tells them no. They walk off. Motor City come in, and Motor City and DIY go back and forth real quick, and then they both walk off. Back to the ring area. Roman. Well, right before that, we see Paul Heyman making his way out of a car, and then back to the ring. We have Roman Reigns music hitting. Him and Paul Heyman make their way down to the ring. Roman Reigns cuts his promo. He's eventually interrupted by Seth Rollins. Rollins would cut his promo, and then CM Punk's music hits and he would make his way down to the ring. Punk cuts his promo and we are underway with what we already know is going to happen. All these men going after each other. Punk, of course, kicks it off by attacking Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins waits a second and then he comes into the fray. And all these men cannot be stopped. Each man signaled towards the WrestleMania sign at one point or another throughout this attack. Um, and Smackdown pretty much ended with all the security guards trying to break these guys up. So it looks like we are clearly set for a triple threat match. Unfortunately, we did not get Becky Lynch's return in Dublin, her hometown, but we are set. We are full course into WrestleMania, and we are definitely looking like we are getting a triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. So we will see what's next on Monday Night Raw. John Cena is set to be back as well as Cody Rhodes. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below. I'll be back with another episode for the Raw preview. I'll see y'all then. Just remember, it's Hefe's world, and you're just living in it.